Welcome everybody, as usual and whatnot. I am your host, Dean Bowling, as usual and whatnot. This intro's terrible. Okay, moving on. This is a new podcast. This isn't the Courtney Cox cast, and I guess it is kind of like the video game stack. This is a top 20 video games of all time through my eyes. It's my favorite 20 video games of all time. This couldn't be going worse. All right. So basically what this is I'm going down my top 20 video games of all time, a list which I composed a while back and then I recently reworked. With me, I have several guests. You may or may not know them from the past Video Game Stack episodes. First off, we have Brooks Holton.
Hey there.
Next, we have Joe Johnson.
Yo, that me, boy.
Next, we have Jared Rondinelli.
How's everybody doing?
And we have Grayson Zuber.
Hey guys.
And lastly but least, we have Andy Wang.
Ni hao.
That's the first Chinese word I've ever heard you say.
Yeah. No, I like comment. I like a little whatever. It's fun.
Dean's gay.
This is supposed to be.
Hey, Idaho guy.
Okay, let's not do that.
Idaho guy. What's up, dude?
Yeah. So, I guess what I plan on doing for the list is I'll go down the list, top 20. One thing to keep in mind is that this isn't like my what I think the top 20 games of all time is. This is what my favorite games are. So don't be, for all two viewers, don't be butthurt. Thank you, Grayson. Don't be butthurt if a Final Fantasy or Metal Gear Solid didn't make the list, because I've never played a Final Fantasy game and I don't really like Metal Gear Solid. So it's just, let's begin, I guess. And I guess I should probably give a little bit more backstory to it, but yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia that goes into this.
It's a personal preference.
So yeah, I guess
It's opinion.
All right,
it is opinion.
We'll start with
You know
number
what?
20.
We will comment on each.
Yeah, so I'll go down each one, I'll list them off, and then I'll take in comments from everyone who's here. We have people like Joe, who literally probably equally or maybe even better knows about video games, and then we have people like Andy, who probably doesn't know anything outside of NBA, 2K, whatever.
2K.
2K, yeah, so...
FIFA, Halo 4.
So moving on, number 20. Number 20, we have Guitar Hero 2.
Oh,
What?
No.
Okay.
We're already off to a
I
rough
respect
start.
that.
No, I can respect that, because Guitar Hero was what really turned me on to actually listening to music as a kid.
Yeah, Guitar Hero 2, I think, is gameplay-wise, I think it's the best music game. I guess Guitar Hero Rock Band music game ever. Also, we're talking about the 360 version here. It's also, I think, controller-wise, it came with the best guitar controller that was ever produced. And then, song list-wise, which is actually really surprising, because if you may or may not know, songs on the games are actually, well-done covers. They're not even, original songs. But song list, I think, is comparable in quality to Rock Band 1, which I think is, the second greatest music game of all time. And I don't know, I just really like the game, and it barely squeaked in at the top 20, but it's really memorable, and I'll go back and play it occasionally.
Doesn't that also have Freebird on it?
Yeah, it does have
Freebird!
That's the last song.
There's a lot of
Rock Band or Guitar Hero 3 is better.
Guitar Hero 3?
Yeah.
I think
Are
I
you
had Guitar Hero
retarded?
3.
Guitar Hero
Yeah,
3.
that's where
I had Guitar Hero 3.
Classic
I started
Legends of
Guitar
Rock,
Hero
I think.
Yeah.
Guitar
That
Hero
one-
Where you
3.
can battle bosses and stuff.
The
and
Fire
Flash.
Flames?
Yeah.
Guitar Hero
Guitar Hero
3.
3, I thought was the
But I mean,
best.
you also at the same time, you got to think that Guitar Hero 2 has really launched the franchise in the limelight and
Guitar
got
Hero
it really
3, I think,
popular.
publicly.
It got him really
launched.
popular,
Yeah,
but Guitar
that's-
Hero 1
that's
still
my
did a big
sort of
job.
Guitar
though.
Hero 1 did a big job because it was revolutionary, but Guitar Hero 2 is what really you saw everybody playing Guitar Hero 2.
Yeah, and I think Guitar Hero 2 is the last Harmonix Guitar Hero, which once they gave it over to Neversoft, the series was never
It's never soft.
It was
Always
it was
soft.
always
It was
soft, I guess.
always soft.
All right, so next we'll move on. Number 19 on the list is Portal.
Ooh, Portal.
Portal was originally released in
It came out with the orange box.
It came out the orange box. It was in, what year was that? 08?
It was when I was in 8th grade because I got
So
It was either 08 or 09.
it was. I think it might have been
07 or 08. It was
I
either
think it was 07.
07 or 08, whenever Orange Box came out.
But yeah, it's from the first person shooter point of view, but it's really a puzzle game. I loved it. It's probably my favorite part of the Orange Box. It's just the greatest game collection ever.
Debatable.
Half-Life 2 is better.
Joe thinks Half-Life 2 is better, which Half-Life 2 may or may not have made the list. Portal 2 was a really good sequel. Do y'all have it? I don't really have much to say about Portal 2 because I never really had the many shared experiences with people.
I watched you play it one time.
I mean, Portal and Portal 2 were just so great because besides like the puzzle, you actually had like a whole lot of comedy like involved with like Gladys and all the cake things. Like, I think it just made comedy kind of more important.
Yeah, it of course spawned the cake is a lie.
And that was probably one of the biggest memes the internet's seen in a long time.
Yeah, and
Mimi, actually.
Mimi.
As our friend Zoom here says.
Grayson Zoom would call it a
That's
meme.
quite a scotchery you got there, Zoom.
But yeah. Moving on, number 18. This is kind of hard to talk about because it was a failed project of mine recently. Pikmin. Pikmin, I tried to do a video game stack series walkthrough, and that kind of ended the video game stack for a while.
Yours truly was on it.
Yeah, Jared was first featured on it. Zoob, you really love Pikmin. As a kid, I hated it.
I wanted to be on it, but
Yeah, Zoob. As a kid, I really hated it because as a kid, you really hate any game that has a time limit on it.
I was the same way with you. I was so
That's why Pikmin 2
frustrated.
was better.
And Pikmin 2 was... See, it's hard to differentiate because sometimes sequels are better, but the first one did it first, and it's like...
You gotta pay tribute.
Yeah, so... But Pikmin 1...
You didn't do that with guitar?
Pikmin 1, I don't know if I ever...
Yeah.
Great point.
I don't know if I ever really, beat it fully.
Pikmin 2
I
was
played the shit
Pikmin
out of
2
it.
was a lot longer than Pikmin 1.
Yeah, I beat Pikmin 2. I'm really excited that Pikmin 3, which is finally coming out. That's the main reason why I just got the new Nintendo console, and I'm really looking forward to that. Do y'all really have anything to say about it?
I'm surprised that Pikmin made it, but I understand it. Pikmin 2 is better, but if you have more nostalgia,
I mean,
towards
the idea of Pikmin I thought it was a pretty good idea. Like, it's really creative.
It's more of it's an RTS that you're involved in. Your character's still in it.
If you think about it, I might be wrong, but it was the last original game made by Nintendo. Like they made it's the last original.
Yeah, that peanut butter.
hey, don't eat that. He's allergic to peanut butter.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, I don't know if it has peanut butter. I think it has
Butterscotch?
butterscotch. That's it.
It tastes like peanut butter.
They kind of yeah.
Anyways,
Sorry, we thought
I
Andy was
don't
about to
know
die.
if that's accurate, Dean.
Or well, think. I mean, like
Chibi Robo, wasn't that Nintendo?
what?
Chibi Robo was a little GameCube title. It was a little
It's
IP.
definitely the last successful Nintendo franchise.
Possibly.
Pikmin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was invented. Like they
Yeah.
made sequels to Mario, and they made
That was
Zelda
already
games.
invented.
But when was the last time they came out with a new series, which was really
Yeah, you got to think when was the last time Nintendo came out with like a relevant, like really successful new franchise they created like in this day and age? Like all the the Marios, the Zeldas, and all that games. Those were created way back in the day.
But then Pikmin's moderately successful because everyone knows Mario and Zelda. A lot of people besides
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Anything about gaming though, you know Pikmin.
I never heard of Pikmin until you did your video game stack episode.
What?
All right,
It's
Brooks doesn't count.
any Nintendo fan knows about it.
Yeah, I had a GameCube and I played Pikmin all the time.
That's the thing.
Pikmin was
Any Nintendo
pretty
people know
good.
about it. Other people, if you had a PS2 your whole life, you're
Pikmin.
not necessarily going to know about Pikmin.
Well, I had a PS2, so there you go.
All right, well let's move on. Next, it's hard to differentiate between these two, so I kind of grouped them together, but I'd probably like the second or the other one. It's GTA 3 and Vice City.
Vice City was really good.
Vice City was really good. See, I put GTA 3. GTA 3 was the first Grand Theft Auto game I ever played. Honestly, my mom probably shouldn't have bought it for me at that age.
My mom never really actually played
It
them.
really shaped the person I am today.
Follow the
So
missions.
you don't really have to follow the mission. You can just spend countless hours just fucking around in this city.
Interesting story. Actually, the other day when I got home for Thanksgiving break, I had nothing to do, so I sat down and popped in GTA 4 actually, and just drove around in a car for an hour.
Yeah.
GTA 4 was interesting because that was one of the first times that the story was actually deeper than just doing random gang shit.
Before GTA 4, like the
That's what
the plot of GTA game was pretty much okay. You're this gangster, and at one point in the story, you're gonna get screwed over by your friends, and then it's just a revenge story throughout for the rest of the game. And that really changed. They got really a lot deeper. I'm really looking forward to GTA 5, especially after the Game Informer cover story recently talked more about it. Let's see. Anything else to say about GTA Vice City? I really one more thing. Also, I really loved GTA Vice City's soundtrack. It just perfectly. They just really hit that kind of like Florida strip. Like what's the
Strip malls.
Not strip mall.
Strip clubs.
Miami beach life.
Yeah, they
Like
really
the Vegas Strip kind of thing.
Yeah, they
took
really
the talents
they
to
really
South Beach, is what
nailed
you're
it.
saying.
Yeah, took their talents to South Beach and
GTA 4 had a nice little classic rock soundtrack. Cause
All
I
the
was
sound-
always on the classic
I
rock.
did like the GTA 4.
They had a good amount of songs, and
They did have
Jazz
Kanye
Station was nice
flashing
too.
lights.
Yeah,
Flashing
Rockstar
lights.
just does good with soundtracks in
all
general.
right. Moving on to 16 is Star Fox 64.
Absolutely, that's a great game.
Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
What the thing is though, one of the most biggest errors on the internet is that's not a barrel roll. I'm an aviation major. That's an aileron roll. They've been lying to us forever. Just putting that out there.
Douchebag aviation major.
Hey, shut your mouth.
Really is.
Mimi.
Aileron,
Look out.
aileron roll, not a barrel roll.
It's a somewhat tough game. I never did. Have any of you ever played the version on the SNES?
I heard the SNES one was just impossible.
Really?
That's the first one, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought 64 was the first one until I found out about the SNES one, and I really want to play the SNES one.
I mean, Star Fox 64, I felt like it was easy if you went the right path, like
Yeah,
the easy way.
That's a weird thing about it. You can take like a really quick path, or there's like secrets to make. Like you take a different path, and yeah.
Left path was a lot harder though, because like once you get to Aquas is that
Is that
ocean
the one
planet.
with
That's a submarine level.
Yeah, I recently
Submarine level was the first hard one. Then you get to Zone S, which that's the one where you're just like hitting. You have to get the lights, which the lights are hard to do. And then Real Andros and Star Wolf and all those guys, those are a bitch. But
They are like, I recently went back and tried. I bought the actual game, and I went back and tried to play it recently, and I went the submarine route. And even now, like the submarine level is like really difficult still, and I don't think I got past. Or I didn't really try that many times, but I couldn't really get
I
past
played
it.
it this summer and
I don't
submarine
really have
level. I
much
died a
input
few
on this
times on it.
I never played Star Fox 64. I played the Star Fox game on one of the games on the GameCube. I
Yeah.
liked it.
Adventure was cool, man.
Adventure-
Assault was a wannabe 64,
I played Assault.
but Assault wasn't that good.
I thought Assault was fun. The multiplayer
It
on
was
Assault
fun,
was
but
pretty
it was bland.
It was-
It
but I
wasn't.
mean-
It wasn't like what made Star Fox.
I've
Star
never
Fox.
touched Assault, but I've played a lot of Adventure.
Adventure was fun.
I mean, it wasn't really. If you want to like get technical, it wasn't really a Star Fox game.
Not at all.
But the chick was hot anyway, so it's whatever.
All right,
Says Jared, who's in the bestiality.
Yeah, he's in the furries.
I like how the Slippy sound funny. Slippy.
You're really not contributing much,
I
Brooks.
thought that Slippy
I don't know
sounded
why they had
funny.
a Toad pilot. A
Brooks,
blade, an arrow.
give me your best Slippy impersonation.
He's like,
Fox,
he's
throw my tail.
You're like, thanks, Fox, you saved me.
What is all right,
Okay, I'm sorry.
They call me Captain Falcon.
I didn't feel like getting that much. Okay?
Moving
Captain
on.
Falcon's
Wait,
wrong.
Tony Hawk
You're learning about
Pro Skater.
Falco.
I know.
All right, moving on. Number
Falcon Punch.
15. There is a
Luigi's
Donkey
Mansion.
Kong kill screen coming up.
Oh my
Just
god.
number 15 is Donkey Kong. It's
Interesting.
the only.
Yay.
It's weird because
Pretty
it's
good.
not really a console; it's an arcade game. And I also never really played the original Donkey Kong till like a couple of years ago, and I only got into it because of The King of Kong, which is one of my favorite documentaries ever.
Best documentary ever. If you haven't watched it, go watch
No,
it.
there's better.
Speaking of
documentaries.
that, Brooks, we're gonna watch King Kong tomorrow.
Okay, Cowboys was
Sometime.
nice.
That's a Cocaine Cowboys is the
All
documentary.
right, this is in the Cocaine Cowboy cast.
There's
This
a bunch
is-
of documentaries about water dinosaurs. Really cool. Netflix.
But there's another part. There's another
Really cool.
There's another documentary that's not nearly as good.
Mosasaurus is badass.
It's called Chasing. It's called Chasing Ghosts. Brooks. It was literally shot.
Chasing Ghost Bros.
And you just spilled on yourself, Dean.
Oh no!
And also,
I
Dean will be referred to as Linwood from now on. It's his alter ego.
But back to what I was saying. It's
Chasing
called
Ghosts?
Chasing Ghosts.
Brooks.
Brooks. It was shot like the same time as King of Kong, and it's literally like all the same. Like it has a bunch of the same people in it. It's not very good because it doesn't really have legitimately King of Kong is really good because it tells like the classic story of good versus evil. But Chasing Ghosts just kind of like talks about all the old classic gamers and like where they are now, and then the evolution of arcade gaming and the downfall of it. So it's not really like that great of a documentary, but it's good after like watching King Kong to go back and see all the same characters and see like backstories to them. But I don't really have much to say about Donkey Kong. I think it's really fun. It's one of the people say it's the hardest arcade game.
Yeah, that's why I never played it because I tried to play it a few times at the arcade, just kind of screwing around. And it was just so frustrating. I would die all the time.
Dumb. I think Donkey Kong's a dumb game.
I mean, you got to respect it though for like being a classic.
So next we'll move on. 14 is Halo 3.
Nice.
I think
Good choice. I approve.
I think Halo 3. That's
I did play that.
in my opinion the best Halo game. Halo 4 is pretty good, and I like Reach and ODST a lot as well.
I feel like the anticipation for Halo 3 was just so much higher than all the other Halo games that came
Halo
out.
3 really.
I liked Reach better.
Those
I just
multiplayer
liked SWAT.
sessions we had.
See, like Halo 3, I think is best at blending like story, multiplayer, and then also like extras like Forge and Theater and things like that. And then also when you factor nostalgia for me, I think it's best because like that was at my height of playing video games with my friends. So it's like every night I could expect to play like online with my friends.
I remember I made a kid invite me to his birthday party in middle school. I didn't even like him, but he was the only kid I knew in my class that had Halo 3, and I just wanted to play it because I didn't have a 360.
So Jared wins the douche award.
Hey, I mean, you got at Halo 3, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, it's like Halo 1, I think, I mean, if you're looking at like just straight up, I mean, campaign isn't the best, but I think for the time it was heralded as like an awesome campaign. I think it did campaign the best, but then multiplayer wasn't online or anything like that, and they had no extras. So I think that does the like campaign really well. Halo 2, people hate the story, but the multiplayer, I'd say Halo 2's multiplayer is the best, especially for the time.
That's the first Halo game I ever played.
Halo 3, it had a really good story. I think it wrapped up the series really nicely. I guess they've opened it up again for the new trilogy, but I think it had the best, or it had a really solid story. I really liked the multiplayer, and then Forge. I spent countless hours in Forge just making like maps and fucking around my friends. And then like it had really good co-op with the campaign too, and then the theater was really cool to be able to go back and watch full replays of your games and everything. So ODST I think has the best story. Multiplayer is the same as Halo 3, so you can't really count that. Reach.
ODST was just such a oddball for Halo though, because it wasn't Halo gameplay. It was
It was like a first-person shooter in the Halo universe.
Wasn't the first Halo game with like ADS?
What is ADS?
Aim down sight. Like on most of the guns, I
on
feel like
Halo
that was
1?
on like how you could actively, because like in the Call of Duty games, I don't want to mention that, but in this podcast, but how you like can hit left trigger and you aim down the sight. Like on all guns?
I don't think so.
I might just be throwing
No, you just have your scope on some of them.
I thought you could ADS on Halo.
I don't think so. But yeah, Reach I think did really well on story. I don't really like their multiplayer that much. I mean, it's fun.
You don't like SWAT?
What are you
On
talking?
Reach?
I mean, like every game
The
has
game
SWAT though.
But wasn't Reach the first to have SWAT?
No, Halo
Reach
2.
was the first.
Halo 2 had SWAT.
Oh.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. Don't try to argue with me
Griffball?
where a Halo 2.
I
Griffball.
had Halo 2. I played it.
I played
Griffball.
SWAT on Halo 2 all the time.
Didn't Reach popularize SWAT though?
Besides the point,
No,
though.
it was
Well,
huge.
Spentless
on Halo
hours
2.
of grip ball were played.
Griffball.
Gripball was fun. I really liked Red vs. Blue back then too.
This is Halo 3. First, one night, I spent that whole entire night just beating the campaign on Legendary for the people. And I probably never felt any more, accomplished as a gamer my entire life than just beating that game on Legendary in one night.
All right, thank you for actually saying something, Brooks.
No problem, dude.
All right, moving on. Number 13 on the list, Super Mario Brothers 3. I think it's one of the few NES games on here. It's
Super
weird.
Mario Bros. 3 was SNES.
No, it's not.
Mario World is the
I actually have a
Mario
lot to
World's-
contribute to this.
Oh,
I
thank
played
you.
it a lot.
Really, Super Mario Bros. 3?
Yeah.
See, my history with NES is really weird because like our generation, like the first game system, I guess, I mean, was really the 64, and that's what we really grew up playing. But like I remember my grandma bought me a NES with a bunch of really good games for it too, for like $15 at a yard sale, like right after I got my 64. So growing up, I played 64 a lot, but I also had an NES as well. And like Mario Bros. 3, I think is one of the best 2D platformers ever. I think.
Yeah.
I haven't spent a lot of time with Mario World. People will say Mario World's the best, and it's. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played it, so it's not on my list, obviously, and I don't know. I have really any great opinions for it. But I really liked Mario 3. It's a really lengthy game. It's really difficult. Graphics are
That's the one with the Tanuki Mario and
Yeah.
the eight different like Koopa Lings.
Yep. And it's like for NES, the graphics are really good too, and there's a lot of great secrets in it. I just remember spending a lot of time as a kid, even though I already had a 64 3D graphics, going back and playing Super Mario Bros. 3.
I remember I played on the Game Boy Advance because they ported it to that, which it was a fun game. I mean, I think definitely was one of the best Marios, but I still don't think it deserves that high of a spot. But I guess if it's your favorite games, you really can't just.
I think if any person in the game industry would make a top 20 list, Super Mario Bros. 3 would be in any of those lists.
Not mine.
Well, Joe, you're kind of have Down syndrome, so
I kind of don't.
Am I thinking of Super Mario World 3?
there is no Mario World 3.
Must be retarded.
This is one with little raccoon Mario.
Yeah, see? That's the one.
It's a good one, but I
Yeah.
don't think it wouldn't be on my top 20.
All right, yeah.
I used to
beat
play it
back-
all the time
I beat
with
it
my
back in
sister.
8th grade, I think.
My dad had a NES. That was the first game console I ever really played a lot.
Me too.
I used to play Punch Out with my dad.
Oh, Punch Out.
In
That
real
sounds pretty
real
good.
life, or
No.
Well,
Yeah, my dad was an alcoholic. We used to play real
Did
Punch
you
Out.
see-
I'll hint. Punch Out may or may not make an appearance later in
Oh,
the.
God. It better not be.
It's pretty good.
Going on number 12.
better be the Wii version.
Wii version's really good, but Punch Out for the Wii is really good.
Okay, moving on.
Number 12, Banjo Kazooie. Banjo.
Oh
Damn,
God,
Joe,
this
you
game.
just pulled hard. Banjo Kazooie. I literally spent so much time as a kid playing it, but I just beat it for the first time like 3 weeks ago on the Xbox.
I was
Arcade.
there. I was there.
Jared was there.
I videotaped it. It was.
But it's like some people will even make the argument that it's a better game than like Super Mario 64, which I don't know if I see that, but really the game's a lot deeper and it has better graphics slightly, and
I remember nothing was more tense in probably my whole life than the very end of the board game you have to do to get to the to beat the game basically
Yeah.
with the witch,
Well-
when Dean going into the very end with the 2 death squares and
I basically there's if you've never played it, there's a board game and it's you move on the board and it's really weird, but it's you can say it's they're little tiles and one of the tile types is this death one, and
they ask you questions.
you ask
too.
your questions. Each tile is a trivia question about the game, and the last 2 tiles are skull tiles that are you ask a question, and if you get it wrong, you have to restart the entire thing over.
But the other ones you get wrong, you just lose a
Yeah, you lose a
life.
life, but if you
Or a
lose
piece
all
of
your
health.
life, you start over.
a piece of health. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I had saved up 1 skip, so I got to skip 1 skull, but I had to do 1. So it's the last tile was a skull, and I barely got it. I thought that was the end of the game, but then I had to do the Gruntilda boss battle, which I'll just say is probably one of the most difficult boss battles
Dean
I've
played. He
ever-
played that for hours.
I literally I played for 3 hours straight. But anyways, I played for 3 hours, and the Gruntilda battle is just really difficult, and I didn't want to stop because I had felt this sense of accomplishment because I thought the trivia board was it, and then
Mhm.
yeah, it was
And I'm pretty sure you skipped a class or 2 to beat the Gruntilda boss.
yeah, it was very
It was well worth it, I guess.
yeah, but it was great after so many years to finally have that sense of accomplishment in beating the game, and yeah, that's Banjo Kazooie. Moving on to number 11, a game I literally just mentioned, Super Mario 64. I'm not 100% sure on this, but thinking back, I think it's my first video game I ever played.
Interesting.
It's I remember I had this distinct thought of coming down after my parents got divorced when I was 3 or 4. I had this distinct thought of coming downstairs in my mom's first apartment and seeing my brother and my mom playing Super Mario, the Bomb On World or whatever. And so I guess that's really my first game I ever played. So it has that kind of in my heart. And it was hard to pick between that and Banjo-Kazooie. But definitely I think people would usually say that Super Mario 64 is one of the best games on the N64. It is the first 3D Mario. And you all have anything to say about it, really?
Good game.
Always fun.
Wow.
Hey, Brooks, you
Oh,
want
Brooks.
to elaborate on that there,
Good
Brooks?
game. I remember playing it sometimes whenever I was over at my grandparents' house. Remember the one penguin level where you had to help the little baby penguin back to her mama?
Oh, yeah. That little...
How you could drop the penguin off the cliff.
That's seriously all I can it's been a while since I played a game. That's like the only thing I can take from
I
it.
mean, I think
Helping the baby penguin out.
Super Mario 64 probably revolutionized the 3D platformer. I think. Like it really.
I mean,
gave
it really
its-
was
it
like
gave it
the
its
first
whole-
successful like 3D platformer, and it was really, I don't know, it was a really good game.
It was a great game.
It was a great game.
Good game. That's what I said.
It was a great game.
Anyways,
Moving on, number 10,
we just mentioned
Punch Out.
Punch Out. That's what I'm talking about.
Punch Out was one of the games I got with the NES when I was a kid. It's a boxing game, but it's really more of a puzzle game than it is a fighting game, if you think about it. It's like basically you're Little Mac and you're fighting these really macho boxers, but it's really about like pattern recognition and knowing when to punch. And I don't think I know Zoob, you played real life Punch Out with your dad, and that's why you can no longer see him anymore.
I think you
But,
pulled a knife on it.
But I don't know if y'all
Let's
really
get
have that many fun
Stab out.
stab out. This is the child abuse podcast. I don't know if y'all really have any great memories with Punch Out. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it as a kid. I really love it now. I play it a lot actually as an.
Wasn't
19-year-old.
Mike Tyson on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
He was the last
interesting.
guy.
It was Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Tyson.
But after he had these rape charges, they changed it to just Punch Out.
Rape's not good.
Yeah, rape isn't good. And,
He was innocent, by the way.
and he wants to make sure everyone knows Mike Tyson was innocent. But after the rape allegations, they took him off and replaced him with Mr. Dream, which is pretty much just Mike Tyson.
It
but
looks
the
straight
same.
like Mike
Does
Tyson.
he have the tat on his face at that point?
No.
No, he got the face tattoos.
This is Mike Tyson.
I think that's what really spawned the
My
Dean
dad
Mike
was
Tyson
pretty good at
movies.
that game.
Yeah, it was really tough as a kid, and I still really love it.
I always beat like the first three guys,
the
and then
first
get
guy.
to the fat guy. And
Oh,
Hippo man.
King Hippo,
Or
right?
King
Is that
Hippo,
his name?
yeah.
Yeah, that one's difficult because it's actually. But the thing about King Hippo is he's not a tough boss at all. He's actually really easy, but you have to know the secret to him, and that's that you have to like punch his face, and then like his pants drop, and then you like punch his stomach or something like that.
Yes,
So,
this
yeah.
is
He was a
true.
small winky, so he's embarrassed about
Yeah,
it.
he is a very small.
It's true.
So, moving on, we're now in the top 10. I guess Punch Out was the top 10, but moving on into the top 10. Number 9, Viva Pinata.
Whoa.
I agreed. Viva Pinata was a great
Never
game.
touched the game in my life.
Never played it either. So
See, the thing about Viva Pinata is, like, under, like, at surface, it looks like a really childish game, which I guess it is, but, like, it has a lot of deep strategic value.
Getting the Tunicorn to come, very difficult.
Yeah, and I spent a lot of hours. It was one of the first 360 games I saw an ad for. They had the really great ad for it. It was like I'm not even gonna try to describe it. Go look it up yourself. But I spent countless hours, and then they eventually came out with the sequel / expansion,
Trouble in
Paradise, which is great. I spent countless hours trying to get the Tunicorn. Also Joe, you and Jordan always give me shit about not getting the
Dinosaur,
which I did, and you all wouldn't give me credit for, but
he didn't do it.
I did get the dinosaur stuff.
I mean, the first thing I ever saw of Viva Pinata was on X Play. Pour one out for X Play.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Adam
quick,
Sesso still has a
X-Play
job.
was a
He got
good show.
X Play just got canceled. That was really.
wait, what was happened to Adam
Adam
Sesso?
Sesso has a job again. He said something like some smaller video game thing, but he's still doing his thing.
But
Yeah,
anyway, point is.
Wait, I want to kind of talk about this a little bit. G4 has been completely destroyed. Like a while back, they got a new head of the television, whatever, and he's slowly changing the station from a gaming station to a like station for males 18 to 24, and apparently apparently in order for him to do that, he has to cancel all the gaming shows and fucking play cheaters and like cops over and over.
Ugh.
And so
Well,
they- and
once G4 went to you had to pay the extra little bit to watch
Oh
it.
yeah,
That's when it went down.
Remember one day I turned on the TV in my little brother's room in middle school, and then G4 just wasn't there, and I was just so upset. But anyway, X-Play was the first time I ever saw Vignata, and I think, if I remember correctly, I got a 5 out of 5. And I was kind of surprised because I like just as a kid in middle school, I'm like, this looks like some stupid kids game, but it was actually
It was a lot of fun. I remember
you put a lot of time into it.
Jordan Swift gave it to me, or I bought it for like $5.
I gave it to Jordan.
Yeah,
Swift,
because as
and
a
he
joke.
did-
But then he gave it to me, and like I was like, oh, I'll just get the achievements from this. But then I started playing it. It took up about a month of my time, and it was a fun game though. It was just a
I
lot
really
of.
like it graphically too. I think it was really green and vibrant, and I really like that in games. I don't like how in games a lot of times these days they're really dark and dingy and try to be
Well,
really
it depends
realistic.
on the game though.
Yeah.
Like, Twilight Princess is dark and dingy. That was perfect for it.
And I mean, how
No.
how
I don't
many
want to get into Twilight
and
Princess.
how
Twilight
how
Princess
many
was a
games
masterpiece.
do you have just where you can see pinatas like bone each other? I mean,
You don't see them bone each other.
I
They
mean,
do, they do a pretty seductive dance.
yeah. How many games you can't see that anywhere else? That's the only place you get that.
All right, number 8, Gears of War 1.
Ooh, Sphinx Luigi Mansion is close to one.
Gears of War 2 was better than 1.
It was not at all.
It was so much
Gears
better.
of War
It,
one?
it doesn't even come close.
No, the environments are so good. Like
They're terrible.
they range it because you have the worm inside the worm. You don't think that's gonna happen at all. That's so cool.
isn't it?
No, that's 2. Gears of War 3 wasn't. 2 was the best. 1
Yeah,
was
that's
second
right.
best. Like
No.
1 was cool because you had the berserkers, all that. 2 was the best. You're killing inside the worm when you get eaten. Nothing's
that's
gonna.
that's
first
just
of all,
stupid though.
That means nothing's gonna stop you. You get eaten by a worm, you keep going. Then right after that, you're in that little factory. That's a little bit of survival horror because you don't. There's all these things going on around you. Then like the little hail rain comes. Like Gears
Yeah.
of War 2 is the
Right.
best Gears of War. Gears of War 1 is still good. Gears of War 2 had length. 1 was so short, like over in like 5 or 6
Gears
hours.
of War, they're about the same length.
No, Gears of War 2 was
All right,
longer.
let me tell you why Gears of War 1 is better. Gears of War 1, like the mood and the environment which it built and which it established, is one of my favorite of all time. It really has this dark. I really like graphically. Graphically
Grimy.
for 2, they put in a lot of color, but it really just wasn't Gears of War-ish. It had that grimy feel to it, but it wasn't like a bad grimy. It really gave like this sense of like you all like the world has been devastated. You are lone survivors, and like made you feel a lot of pressure and made you feel scared a lot. And it's
was
just
like-
that feeling it has. I think Gears of War 2, it comes out, it throws in a lot of color. It tries like story wise is terrible.
no.
It throws in a lot of color, and it tries to bring the scale a lot bigger, but what that does is by making the scale bigger, it destroys the sense of like a small squad trying to survive, and then it just
But the thing is, it's not just about a small squad trying to survive. It's about you're trying to establish humanity's hope because the locusts are taking over. Gears of War 2 does it solid. Like Gears of War 2, you see all of terror. You're like, exactly, you're no longer helpless because you realize you're not like just trying to survive. You're also humanity's hope. It's more than that. I think the only thing Gears of War 2 that they did wrong was after you kill Scourge, that little battle, then you go back to the town,
Yeah.
Jacinto. They shouldn't have had that. They should have ended it once you. Scourge should have been the boss of the game. They should have ended it there, inside the hive or whatever. Should have been the last little dungeon, but they dragged it on, which I think was its only fault. Gears of War 1 is by no means a bad game, but just 2 was better. 2 did it, and then 3, I think everyone thinks 3 isn't.
Gears of
really
I think
good.
3 is the second best.
I
I
mean-
think Gears
No.
of War 2 is like easily the worst.
No,
Gears of War
Gears of
1 is just like.
I have was Gears
so
of War
new.
1. There's this one mission where you like have to like push the flaming car down the hill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
pretty cool.
That was one of the coolest missions I've ever played.
Gears of War 1 was so cool. The whole
And like, cause the locusts, when they established the locusts and how like if you went into the dark, like that,
that's the
cool.
krill.
the
Yeah,
krill, not the
the
locusts.
The krill
Excuse
was
me, the
so
krill.
cool. I thought the krill was a
That
great.
that was
part
one of
it.
the because like that like the dark itself is scary, but they like added such a huge new element to how scary the dark actually was that if you touched it, you would literally die.
And it's just like I feel like Gears of War 1 set this mood that was just amazing, and then Gears of War 2 literally just destroyed it. Like, even though Gears of War 1, I mean, like, I'm talking about realism with the games, which is just like a kind of stupid subject, but like, it really kind of seemed like realistic in a sense, like aside from the whole like people jumping out of the ground and like attacking you, but it just seemed really realistic and like down to earth. And then in like 2, you're like you're in the stomach of like a giant worm. And I remember like I kind of lost it at one point when you're on a crane and then the crane just falls like 20 stories and then you're just okay. And it's like stupid stuff like that just kind of upset me, and I think it just destroyed the mood. And also, Gears of War 1 might be rivaled with Halo 3, but Gears of War 1 multiplayer-wise, I think is the most game I've played, or the game I played the most ever. Like, I have memories of coming home from school and literally playing that till like midnight, till I had to go to sleep. And that was at a time where it's like there's no Xbox Live parties, so it's like I literally built like friendships with people online who I had no clue who they were. I get on every night. It's like, hey, this kid from Georgia's playing. I'll play with him. And I just really love that. Like, multiplayer-wise, it wasn't the greatest because it only had 3 modes. And then, like, it's weird because it's like you die in a match and you have to wait till the next match to respawn. But it was so satisfying and fun as a game, as a matchmaking-wise. I didn't mind having to wait that, even as, like, an 8th grader. But, yeah, we spent a lot of time on Gears of War 1, but
Let's go.
it's a great game. Next on the list...
What number were we at?
Well, this is 7.
7.
Right.
I couldn't really pick a single game, but I'd probably say my favorite is Heart Gold. But next in the list is the Pokemon series.
Good, yes.
Like I said, Heart Gold's my favorite. It's the
Emerald.
Gold.
Joe, do you want to just leave?
Okay,
What'd you say, Gold?
I'm
You
sorry
said
that I
Gold?
feel like-
Heart Gold. It's the remake of Gold.
The thing is,
Gold was my
I have
favorite.
Soul Silver. I haven't played it yet, so I can't guarantee it. But like, I can't opinionate on that. But Emerald was so far, besides those 2, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Emerald is just the best. White and Black are very good series, but Emerald, 3rd gen is obviously great with Team Magma and Team Aqua. It's a great enemies, great gen, and then Emerald is the cross between Ruby and Sapphire. Emerald was just so good.
See,
I don't know.
Joe, I think I honestly think I won't get that. I won't kill you for that opinion because I really want you to go and play Soul Silver because after that, I don't think anyone will argue that the first generation of Pokemon are awesome. And
Yeah, 1st gen's still good, but 3rd
and
gen
the
is
second
best.
gen,
Well,
3rd
Face
gen was
palm by Dean Bowling.
3rd gen was so good.
all right.
no, if we can't give you a
Can we just edit out Joe's voice for the rest of the
I mean,
podcast?
like, but
First
anyway,
gen.
we're, like, the reason why I
First
think
gen.
Heart Gold
First gen.
and Soul Silver were like, or deserve the top list because I remember as a kid when I got
But no, you played
when
Gold and Silver.
Yeah, when I got Gold and Silver, it was just like I was so happy and excited, and I freaked out when I got Silver version for Christmas. And then the fact that they remade it, like I had to go back and play it again with like better graphics and like just
not only is like
it was awesome.
Heart Gold and Soul Silver the best because of like it's a remake of like one of the best ones, which is Gold and Silver, but also you pretty much have a remake of Red and Blue in there because you can go back.
You told me that you got bored halfway.
I did
through
not.
the
No, I
stuff.
did not. You are putting words.
Okay,
in
that
my
was
mouth.
Jake then.
Yeah, and you can go back and literally play through all the.
Yeah, I remember that.
You can go back and play through all of the
The Kanto region. right?
Kanto region, and you can
That was like a whole nother
collect
game.
all the first generation Pokemon. So it's pretty much a remake in a sense of Blue, Red, and Gold and Silver combined into one. And I think
Ugh,
I
sounds
really just
awesome.
think
Gold was pretty fucking awesome.
No, I'm not saying Crystal was a good game. Gold, Silver, Crystal were all solid. I haven't played Soul Silver. I plan on playing it soon once I have enough time for it because I'm not gonna.
Never played.
I really want to talk to you after you play it.
But the
It's
thing is-
awesome.
Emerald though.
Emerald is awesome. I played Sapphire and I love Sapphire. But
No, Sapphire is good. Ruby is good. Emerald is so much better. Emerald is the best of like the ones that cross over, like the little one that comes out like a year and a half or whatever after.
Yeah.
Emerald was so good.
Any comments from Annie Wang since Pokemon's made by Asian people?
I played it before.
Nice.
There you go.
Legendary.
All right, moving on. Number 6, Joe. You probably won't agree with you probably won't agree with the placement, but you're definitely gonna like this. Number 6, Fallout 3.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
Boo!
Great game.
Boo! I got stuck on the second level.
Three dog.
News radio. All right.
That's probably the best. I think that's one of my favorite things about Galaxy 3 or.
That was the
Fallout
exact
3.
mission I got
Fallout
stuck on.
3, like
Three Dogs mission was pretty
the
cool.
soundtrack for that game
Oh.
is so.
I have that
quit.
on, as I know you
Give
do
up.
too, Dean. I have that on my iTunes. I love to listen to it.
Oh, it's just the best. And I think like Oblivion, which will come up later in the list,
Gay.
it came first, and I kind of like that medieval theme a little bit better. But they
Rim
just
job
they
was
just
pretty
nailed that like 50s
The
theme,
atmosphere is
Oh, it was-
and
it
the
was
atmosphere is
perfect.
just perfect.
Perfect for Fallout 3.
And also all the add-ons.
debatable.
Like I think Shivering Isles is the best Bethesda add-on ever. But if you like entail all the Fallout 3 add-ons as well, it's just amazing.
Point Lookout was top notch.
And
Which
Fall-
is, yeah, Point Lookout was amazing. Which
Fall-
is honestly one reason why I hated New Vegas so much because it's just
New Vegas.
I did not
and,
like New Vegas.
The
that
thing
much
is, New
either.
Vegas. New Vegas. If Fallout 3 hadn't come out, New Vegas would be amazing. But the thing is, New Vegas wasn't as good as 3. It's still good. But the thing is, though, New Vegas' first add-on, Dead Money, not good. The thing is, though, after that, they consistently came out with good ones. Like Zion, or Honest Hearts, which was you're in the Zion National Park, great expansion. Rivals Point Lookout, in my opinion. Then after that, Old World Blues, so good. Like, it was just a whole different, like, little universe for it. Great. I recently played Lonesome Road. Not that long. Still really good, though. But it's just, it's character development. It's like, about the courier. Like, New Vegas wasn't as good as 3, but expansions overall were better. They had a crappy first one. Dead Money wasn't good. But for Fallout 3, you have Point Lookout, Broken Steel. Besides the level cap, the story
I
sucked.
like Mothership Zeta.
And-
Mothership Zeta was terrible.
Everyone hates on Mothership Zeta. I like it.
The thing about the Fallout 3, the thing we had to look at is it was just so consistently fun. Like I would get far and like beat the game, and then I would.
Death Claws.
And then-
shit.
Oh,
Claws.
Death Claws being the worst
I think
in
we can
New
all
Vegas.
agree that game sucks.
I would for like one day I spent the entire day like looking for the Fisto and getting the Fisto, and then just like
The fist.
and then just playing with the Fisto, just punching
Darby
the shit
likes
out of
the
things.
Fisto.
She does. Darby
Oh,
does. She does.
damn.
How'd you know, Joe?
Get into the late hours.
I'm just saying.
I had
can't wait.
Rascal Days long before he did.
January comes around.
Fallout
I'm
just
gonna replay
wasn't a good
Fallout 3
experience
and add in
for me.
all the DLC. It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, it's
Can't
It
wait.
wasn't a good experience.
superb game. All right.
Dude, yours Mac.
I remember
conviction of the
I
game.
actually-
It was stupid. I gave up and I quit.
One
I just
last
stopped
point on
playing it.
Fallout 3 is I actually beat that game while I was in Florida. I stayed in all day off the beach, out of the sun to beat Fallout 3.
I have
It's a good game all around.
two words to say to that. Ha! Gay.
I mean,
It's honestly really.
it was very uncharacteristic of me, but that's how good the game was.
The game sucked.
It's funny
Move
because
on.
at first I hated Fallout 3.
You did.
Yep.
And
I
then
remember
Joe
that.
convinced me to give it another go. And
I did
fell
indeed.
Instantly in love with it.
Great game.
It probably happened to me, but it still sucks.
Moving on to top 5 now. Number 5, I'm gonna Joe. Just please don't say anything. Number 5.
Oh!
Number 5, Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask.
Gay. That's all I'll say is gay.
It's as a kid. I made my list originally. It was number 20, which is really
20.
just really high. And
20.
because back then it was kind of in the vein of Banjo-Kazooie, where it was a game I played a lot, but it was really difficult, and I didn't really like the time system. I didn't really like the 3-day time period. But after I recently went back like this last couple months ago and actually beat it, and I think like
You
Like,
masturbated.
I think, I did masturbate a lot. Ocarina of Time, it's kind of the same sense of like Oblivion and Fallout. Like one came before the other, but I just think Majora's Mask is just a better game. And also, like there are a lot of different themes in that game, which are actually a lot deeper. Like we had to find spoiler alert if you haven't beat a game that's like 14 years old.
Oh! I haven't played it yet.
Cover your ears, Ian.
Oh!
When
You
you
saved
go-
Terminal.
I'm not
when
playing
you
it.
get to like the final boss, you go up inside the moon, and it's just literally just a green grassy hill.
That moon was
with
creepy as
with
fuck.
Yeah, it
one-
was.
With one tree on it, and it's like then you have all these kids
tree
running.
hill?
I was gonna say that.
Gay.
Then you have like all these kids running around with masks on, and there's like a lot of like deep messages in it, like
No, they're
making you question yourself as a human being. I don't have any of the quotes
That's a little
right
gay.
now, but like I love that game, and also the masks are so awesome. Being able to be a Goron and a Zora, those one of my favorite games of all time, obviously top 5. Anything you would like to say, people?
My girlfriend is an idiot.
Well, I'm not
How
supposed
many
to.
more
so.
until it
I never played
is
Zelda.
finished?
I
All right, you get 30 seconds.
I told my girlfriend what we were doing, and then she said, "There's no way you've actually played 20 different video games."
Oh my god.
Fuck! This is why girls are just.
Girls are stupid. Can we all agree girls are stupid?
Girls-
We are the supreme
Race.
race.
Hell yeah.
Gender?
And then she also said there's actually 20 good.
I was talking about this the
video
other day.
games.
Like, if there was ever a zombie apocalypse, girls would like
Die.
just.
Because
Hey,
girls
No,
suck
because-
at
no,
everything.
because-
Alright,
so they
this
would
is
die,
the
but-
zombie apocalypse caps.
The thing is, though,
We'll
we
talk
would
about that
save them.
later.
Anyway, Majora's
Coming
Mask.
soon.
My
Zombie
30
Apocalypse.
seconds on it starts
Followed
now.
by Courtney Cox.
Hey,
Followed by
shh.
zombie Courtney
My
Cox.
30 seconds starts now. Anyways, Majora's Mask was a good game. I mean, it only had 4 dungeons, but the thing that sucked about it was the 3-day time limit. Yes, you have to think a little bit more. Yes, it's a hassle, but it's a stupid hassle. Why do that when you can just, like, focus more on the gameplay? What Dean said was right. Being able to turn into a Zora, Goron, Deku Sprout, that was all cool. Environments were still solid, but the whole 3-day time limit was so dumb. I don't have to get new bomb chews at the end of 3 days. I don't have to get new powder kegs 3 days. That was dumb. That's my thoughts.
Moving on.
Quick thought though, you don't really need bomb shoes or kegs that much.
It's still annoying though.
You always
Luigi's
Actually-
Mansion.
Alright, Zoom, Luigi's Mansion isn't in this.
what? What?
Alright.
That's what I
Let me just say. I found the game a lot less annoying too when I found out you can save money.
Huh? Oh, by using the bank.
Using the bank, yeah. That was a lot better.
If you had to start over your money, I probably wouldn't have finished it, but
Well, alright.
Just edit my voice out of this list.
Number 4. Can I get
Drum roll.
No, we'll say it for
This is
number
number 4.
4.
We're getting drum roll.
Hey, we hyped
Number
this shit up.
4.
It's a 4.
Stop it.
Joe Fish.
Number 4, Minecraft.
mm,
Okay, moving on to number 3.
That's really what I expected.
Number
honestly.
3.
It's the only PC game on this list.
I have a Mac, so.
Oh, it's on the Xbox.
Actually,
okay.
I have played it a lot on the 360.
Tachanka 2.
It's really like this.
Tachanka.
It's really this game that like you either hate it or don't understand it or like you love it. And I'm not gonna go into it that much, but I think soundtrack wise, it's one of my favorite soundtracks ever.
I saw your tweet about that.
Right behind the next game's soundtrack.
How about Fallout 3? Where does that rank in your stats?
Well, see, that's technically a licensed soundtrack, so
Yeah.
it's like
I mean,
Yeah, you're right.
the
Well,
soundtrack for Minecraft, Dean playing it in the dorm room has helped me get to sleep a lot. Like,
it's like. See, it really lends to this whole feeling that you get through the game of being alone and on your own. It's kind of depressing, but it's
peaceful at the same time.
It's really peaceful, and I love it. I love the ability. Like people are like, "Oh, there's no point to the game. Oh, it's just like Legos." It's like
There's no point to Legos, but every kid played with
yeah, it's
Legos.
awesome to just build shit.
Legos are fucking
It's like,
awesome.
see that fucking castle? Yeah, I built it. It's mine. You can't come in. Go away.
I also hope that this doesn't hurt your list, but Max also loves that game, so.
Minecraft. Well, see, I can see why Max likes the game because it's just a game you can literally like endlessly wander for no reason at all.
That's
And
Max's life.
it is Max's life. I wish
Okay, number 3.
Alright.
3.
Number 3, Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker.
Oh, thank you,
Good.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
One of my favorite games.
Oh,
Yay.
Time.
shut the front door.
If Luigi Mansion is not on this list, it's obviously a gay list.
Where is it? Where's my?
Okay, anyway, no, shut up. Me and Dean are talking Wind Waker.
Did you read my Tumblr?
One of
Mansion?
probably my favorite Zelda game
It
ever.
was wild,
So many hours as a kid playing Wind Waker, and the art style for Wind Waker was
The
phenomenal.
cell shading
Cell
is
shading.
so
Oh.
amazing.
Phenomenal.
It's what makes
Oh.
Wind Waker so beautiful. It makes Okami so beautiful. Cell shade is beauty.
I think it's one of the best Zelda endings too when you stab Ganondorf in the
face.
And the top of the
Yeah.
fucking forehead. Oh, that's just
And
and
it's just like the
and-
soundtrack, like I said, the soundtrack is just amazing. Like they came out this CD that came with the Skyward Sword, which was it was like orchestra something, I don't know, but they did like a Wind Waker medley, which I legitimately listen to sometimes, and it's like, I remember some Game Informer staff guy used one of the songs for like his wedding, and it's just soundtrack wise, I think is the best. Graphically, it's probably my favorite Zelda. Graphically, it's probably my favorite Zelda game, and the only downside to it is the Triforce shard collecting, but that's just a small thing. And
It's not small. It's annoying, but you can still overcome it.
yeah,
And then I like to point out one of my most favorite aspects of the game was the sailing throughout the ocean.
sailing was
That
so
was
fun.
it felt so peaceful and just so nice and just like that was just an
Until
excellent
you got
way
sucked up in a hurricane.
to traverse through the world.
Oh, should I bring up probably one of my lowest points in gaming ever? After I got the sail, I didn't know how to use it, so I went from the Windmill Island to Dragon Roost, literally just using the little like coast
Back and
button.
forth. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, even
I spent an hour getting to Dragon Roost. I was like, this can't legitimately
Yeah.
be the.
even lower point in my life with Wind Waker was, you know, the first dungeon on Dragon Roost Island where you have to,
Yeah.
in order to get into the dungeon, you have to pull those blocks away and then crawl through that little hole. I didn't know you could pull things in the game. I literally spent 3 fucking hours in that room trying to figure out what to do, and I just like got so mad and angry as an elementary school kid. And then like one day I went to Toys R Us and found the guidebook and then figured it out and just like I was like, Mom, we have to get home right the fuck now.
All right, moving on.
2?
This is 2. Moving
Wow.
on
Is
to
it
number.
Luigi's Mansion? Then I don't care.
Fuck you.
Okay,
Number 2.
we're getting down.
Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Gay.
Not my favorite.
Pretty good.
All right, moving on. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. It was when I got my 360. I got 3 games. I got Gears of War 1. I got Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and then I got
Hot cousin with baby Blanca.
and then I got what was the game? I think it was like Dead or Alive Extreme 2. It's the game with like the chicks with the huge tits.
Playing
yeah.
volleyball.
Volleyball?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're
Ew.
but yeah, like. Sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought.
Welcome.
It's a pretty good game.
Welcome.
It's a huge game. It was one of the first I played on the 360. It was one of the first I played on the 360. Excuse me, I'm a little drunk.
Wait, are we drinking?
No.
No,
Dude, you're
no.
drunk? What the hell, man?
And I think the like Oblivion, I think it was cool. They like had the like hand-to-hand combat first person, like
Yeah.
that was kind of a cool aspect that never
I like you
existed
can switch
before.
back and forth between third person and first person.
That was cool.
And it's really hard to really put into words my love for Oblivion, but also one thing I want to mention, Shivering Isles, which is like the expansion for it. Literally, like, I enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed the whole Oblivion experience as well. And when you count those as like one game, like that's... I'm literally speechless, and I'm about to throw up. So we'll move on. To
Skyrim
number
was
one.
Just saying, Fallout, I like that better because, you know, like the whole like RPG, yeah, like the old, you know, like the old medieval thing. That's from like freaking Dungeons and Dragons, you know. It's been done. I like Fallout better. Fallout's like a new environment for an RPG. Just saying.
That's
The thing
about.
is,
That's
number
about.
one-
Skyrim took what was
Skyrim?
bad about Oblivion out. They took weapon condition out. They left enchanting in because you can't. They don't want to be too overpowered. But weapon condition on Oblivion was the most annoying thing ever. Enemies leveled up too fast with you. Skyrim knew what they were doing.
I remember Joe actually in that game for like a week. I played like one mission. And I was like, okay, and then I kind of just forgot about it. Maybe because it was about like the old time, you know, a medieval knights and stuff.
Okay.
But that's just me. Number 1. Here
All
we go. Number 1. Drum roll.
All right, let's drum roll it up. None of us
I
actually
know
play
it
the
is.
drum.
Skyrim.
It's gonna be Duke.
Okay, hold on. All right, number 1.
Number 1. Before Dean throws out.
Pac-Man.
Number
Call
one,
of Duty Black Ops.
Dude,
Dynasty-
Madden 2013.
Dynasty Warriors 7. No, it's This isn't a surprise at all.
It's really not a
Number
surprise.
1 is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of
Time.
I
Time.
told you. Oot.
Not surprised. No, he's
Like, can you really call it surprising? It was my first ever video game walkthrough I did online. One of the first games I ever played. I remember my copy, I still have to this day. It was like my friend Kyle Thompson's, and he let me borrow it, and I just never gave it back. Fuck him.
Shout out to Kyle Thompson for being
And it's like Oblivion. I'm just kind of speechless when it comes to the amazingness of that game. And it's like I beat it as a kid, but it was just like a long thing throughout my childhood. Like I would get to this point, then I get stuck. Then I talk to a friend, then we beat that point, then we go on, then I get stuck, and it's just this long process. And when I finally beat it, it was so satisfying. I think for the time, especially, one of the best games ever. Dungeon-wise, really amazing. I played it this last year for the video game stack. Excellent. Still, it ages really well. You know,
Like fine wine.
see, the thing is, I think soundtrack-wise, Wind Waker has a better soundtrack, but the songs that you have that you learn with the ocarina are excellent. Graphically, for the time, was excellent. Do y'all really have anything to say about it?
No.
Ocarina of Time is
Pretty
a great
good.
game.
I mean, you got to think about how like the level of kids that were turned on to trying to play the ocarina because of Ocarina of Time. My little brother being one of them.
I bought one of them.
Bought an ocarina and tried to play it. He sucked at it.
Me too.
It was just annoying and like. I mean, you got to give that some credit.
The thing is, Zelda Ocarina of Time is comparable to Metroid Prime, as in it's a big series step into a whole another thing. Like before Ocarina of Time, there was only 2D Zelda, Zelda on the Game Boy, anything or SNES. Like Link to the Past was great, but like Ocarina of Time, it was its step to the 3D, and it was so good. Metroid Prime, same way, great game. Metroid Prime should have made this list, but Dean's dumb.
Metroid Prime was
Anyways.
a great game, and it honestly is an honorable. It's honestly an honorable mention.
I think Dean probably overlooked it because Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime from the GameCube.
Yeah,
I
after
hated that game.
after replaying it, it's probably one of my favorite games of all
I
time.
want to go back and get the.
That's a good game.
I want to go back and get the trilogy and play it because I played.
Play it on the GameCube; it's better.
Really?
I'm just saying, on FIFA 09, should be considered countless nights, me, Dean, and Jordan Swift.
Okay.
and
So,
the,
yeah,
the
let's-
FIFA challenge.
So that's
FIFA challenge.
that's
Alright, outro
it
time.
for the top 20 list. Do y'all have anything really to say?
Your list is
Um,
dumb.
no,
but-
it's-
surprised.
Is
Not
not
surprising.
valid since it doesn't have Luigi's.
I mean,
mansion.
I thought a great list. Very, very.
Lacks Final Fantasy VII.
We all.
I'm sorry, I did.
Dean doesn't like Final Fantasy. I mean, we all got really excited for a lot of games towards the end. I think it was
Exactly.
a solid list. Solid list. We
I'm
can
not
agree
surprised
upon.
at all by Dean's choice for number one.
Yeah.
Just seeing how much
We all saw
that
it
game
coming.
means to Dean. I'm just not surprised at all. But quality games on the list.
Suck my dick some more.
Hey,
Oh my god, Brooks just punched Dean right in the face. Oh, he's on the floor.
I'm
Damn.
currently cutting off Joe's head with the chainsaw.
Nice office reference to end the video game podcast.
Anyways, boom. You all been served.
free boozy.
Go play Luigi's Mansion.
All
But really, though, Luigi
Metroid
Mansion.
Prime.
Thanks if you actually listen
I know
to this,
basic.
which there's literally no one out there who's
Idaho.
This is like
Idaho!
over an hour.
Idaho.
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 Thanks for dedicating an hour of your life, which you'll never get back.
Bye.
Go Air Force Prep. Woo!
Signing off for a video game sack. This has been Dean Bowling, Brooks Holton, Joe
Okay.
Johnson,
Joe Johnson.
Jared
War Eagle.
Rondinelli, Grayson
What are you
Zimmer,
trying to say?
and Andy.
Wow.
Thank you all for listening.
Forget Colonels.
Go Cats.